Good morning, everyone. Bean is up here hanging out on the table. He's learned to use the chairs to climb up on the dining table. So we have to be very careful about what is put on top of the table because he has a impulse, a compulsion to swat things off the table. Hi. I wanted to make kind of like a middle of the year video returning, now he's jumping around down there, returning to all the journals and things that I started off the year with so that I could give an update. So some of the things that I started out with, like this Hobonichi Weeks calendar planner thing, and it has served me very well. I actually enjoy using the dailies for to-do lists, and then I've been using the month at a glance, and then I do use the back for random notes and such, but that's been working out really well. I have used it consistently every day. The other thing I started the year off with is this Midori 5 years journal that I found on Jet Pens, I believe. And this has been wonderful. I was a little worried that I wouldn't keep up with it, and so far I have. And sometimes I just post a picture, sometimes I write a quote, but for the most part it's been very easy to keep up with. Either I write in it daily, or I'll skip a couple of days and then go back and just write in some little things that I did that day or whatever, because I can go back in my journal. The other thing that I started the year off is the Typewriter diary, and that's been going really well, and I have enjoyed it. I have enjoyed using different types of papers to type upon and just kind of clip them into here. This cover is I'm not that crazy about it. You can't really flip through nicely because it doesn't lay flat. But one thing I did, that's ripped. One thing I did add that I didn't have at the beginning of the year because it's new to me is my newest typewriter. So I went ahead and, of course, typed up a page for that to just introduce the typewriter. So yeah, enjoying that, but not necessarily this. I like the clear. I like the look of it, but I just do wish that it actually laid flat. And I've tried all sorts of things. I've tried like letting it sit out in the sun. I've tried putting weights on it and leaving it open. I've tried folding it backwards. I don't know. It just won't lay flat. Well, now it is. But since it spends most of its time like this, when I reopen it, then it's just like, yeah, so whatever. If anyone has any experience with like binders like this, is this just a poorly made version? Are there better ones that lay flat, or is there something that I can do? Someone did recommend a blow dryer, but I don't have a blow dryer. The other thing that I said at the beginning of the year is that I wanted to make it the year of the Stylogy notebook. So I've completed one, and I've almost completed a second one. You see little Bean running around in the background there. But I've been in kind of one of those, it's part of the cycle, that like journal funk where I feel a little bit restless, and so I'm like, what do I journal in? I really like the Stylogy, and so I really want to keep going back to the Stylogy. But because I have turned something so simple into this really complicated thing, like I feel like journaling requires 3 things. It requires paper, it requires a pen, and it requires the will to write. And it's as basic as that. It can be as simple or complicated as you want it to be. It can be as inexpensive or expensive as you want it to be. And for whatever reason, since like discovering Chic Sparrows, it's turned into this really complicated thing where it's like, I'm not satisfied if I don't have the cover that I like, and if I don't have a cover that I like, then I want to find one that I do, and that might require changing journals to accommodate the cover. And it's just like, and then what pens do I write with, and what inks do I use, and what papers, and it just like becomes so complicated. So in this like crazed conundrum state, I bought a new journal, which I felt a little bit guilty about because I now make my own leather covers, and it just like felt strange to be buying one again. But this is from the Travelers company, and I actually had bought one years ago in San Francisco. It was something that I had wanted to try out for a long time, and then sorry, there's like some really strange noises happening outside. I don't know if you'll be able to hear that or not. Anyways, but I ended up gifting it to my mom because she had expressed an interest in journaling, and then I never bothered to buy myself one again until recently. And so this one I actually bought through Baume Couchon in California. And so I had some custom work done. So there's like these little custom Baume Couchon rivets. I had my initials put in, which I've never done before. I also, let me just hide this card real quick. I also had pockets, custom pockets put in. And so yeah, a zipper pocket in the back, and then a wallet pocket, which has been nice. And then I'm using a basic insert, which I've put a little label on and a sticker. And I've had this for 10 days now, so it hasn't been all that long. I actually wanted to hold off for at least a month to share this with you, but I decided to talk about it today. There are things that I like about it and things that I don't like about it. I actually do really like the size because it's long enough that it feels like expansive. It feels like I have a lot of space to write, but I can hold it in one hand like that, and that's really convenient. I like that a lot. It's also really easy to like sit with and write in, which is very nice. I like that a lot as well. Oh, I stamped the date that I received it. Anyways, the staple bound journal thing isn't a thrill for me. It feels a lot less official. It doesn't feel like a journal, and it feels like just something I would take random notes in. So I'm having a little bit of a hard time with that. And I'm also having a little bit of a hard time with the Traveler's Notebook leather, because to me, it doesn't feel like the highest quality. I don't like the texture of it. It feels a little bit dry. I've actually added some leather balm onto it, which helped a little. But yeah, it just doesn't feel like the nicest quality leather. And so it's just like, what did I... I feel like I spent a lot of money on something that's really easy to make with not the highest quality leather. But maybe I'm just being particular. I do, however, love the leather that Baume Couchon used for their pockets. I think that is a very beautiful leather. It's very soft. It's darkened a little bit already because this is natural leather, and you can see kind of like where the sun has darkened it. And it's a beautiful leather. It's very soft and supple. But yeah, so I don't know. I feel a little conflicted. I actually did buy an Archer and Olive standard like traveler notebook size, but it's actually too big for this. It's a very thick journal. And I don't know if I care for the paper. I don't like super thick paper. So yeah, I'm still trying to figure out if I like this or not. I'm a little bit on the fence, but I'd like to keep going with it. And actually, one thing that I am finding really motivating is this refill binder, like an archival system. So this is actually made by the Traveler's Notebook Company, and you can put all of your inserts in here. And then, if you want, put like a little label on it. and archive it. And I really like that. This is one of the reasons why I've never gone with an insert, is because I like to have my books out on a shelf, my completed journal, and I like to have dates or volume number on the spine, and I just felt like with the inserts it'd be kind of hard to archive like that, and so having this is really nice, and it's motivating me to continue so that at least I can fill up enough inserts to, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rods, but I feel like it could fit more than 5. I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, it's kind of motivating me to keep going. I did buy, one sec, a Traveler's standard size notebook from Goulet Pens. This has the Tomoe River paper, and it's a dot grid, and I thought, well, maybe having, you know, a nicer paper to write on will be more inspiring, but the Midori, or excuse me, the Traveler's Notebook paper is actually quite nice to write on. It's a little bit boring. There's nothing like exciting about it, but it works really well with fountain pens. And I do, if I had to pick a ruling, it would be the grid. I love grid notebook paper. I wish, I even thought like maybe I could get a Stalogy A5 size notebook and have it cut down to size and use that in here. And maybe I could get the best of both worlds that way, but I just really don't know. So, oh, and if you're still here watching, I just have to share this real quick. This is kind of a separate thing, but so in my city, we have this thing called Brush and Bulky, and it happens twice a year, and everyone can get rid of all the things that they don't want anymore and put it out on the street, and the trash comes and picks it up. It's an opportunity to purge. It's also a really good opportunity to walk the streets and alleys to see what people are getting rid of. I've gotten couches and chairs and all kinds of cool things through Brush and Bulky. And so the other day I was taking Fig and Bean for a walk, and there was a pile of furniture, and in that pile was a filing cabinet that I was like, oh, you know, this could come in handy. And so I was just inspecting it and opening the drawers, and inside one of the drawers was this Arizona Highways collection from 1978. So it is the complete magazine release from 1978, and oddly enough, it's similar to this, the way it holds the magazines in there. So I'm super excited. We'll definitely use this to create new collages. All right, thank you all for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.